YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage back in the Vampire Counts campaign. Now, I think if I was going strictly in order, this would be a dwarf episode. But I'm one episode behind the others with the vampires, and I'd kind of like to catch up. And I kind of like the situation I'm in here. It's going to be a lot of fun because there's a heck of a lot going on. And I think it'll be entertaining. I don't want to spend too much money. Where's my banshees? Banshees! Let's see. Banshees, banshees, banshees. Ah, they're both wounded. That's right. I don't know how you wound an undead ghoul, but they're wounded. And let's see. That's right. Kimler's back, but my banshees are wounded. Well, so be it. My banshees are wounded. It looks like we're going to have to deal with that at the moment. Let's see what happens. I'm trying to catch up with chaos at Essen. There are more chaos up north, but I want to try and cleanse my lands of all the fools that are here right now, get Kimler's army rebuilt, and then we will push back north to try to reassert control. I kind of got a little overextended and caught in a position where I didn't need to be, and that's what's causing me trouble. Those guys are going to siege Kislev. That's fine. They'll waste some time doing it, and it'll give me the time that I need to get a few things done. I'm going to leave that Necromancer up there where he's at. He's not doing a lot except giving me some much-needed visibility on what my enemies are up to. Varg headed north, probably to escape those Tylea stacks, and then another one of their stacks came down and sieged me. Let's see what they've got. Stirland is going to rebel again, so that's pretty frustrating. I am recruiting a lot, so let's take that. And it's going to rebel because there's... Well, Averland is the one that rebelled last time, and it's looking like it's probably headed back that direction. Stirland is this one here, and it's going to rebel, but we can get Kimler and his army all trained back up before then. I've got my last Black Knight and a couple of Crypt Horrors underway. We're going to have the Black Knights. We definitely want plenty of Crypt Horrors. Black Coach. Armor piercing, anti-infantry causes terror. I mean, is this thing really any good? I've never used it, and it has a ton of upkeep, so I'm kind of skeptical. Whereas I know that Crypt Horrors can be, like, tried and true. Let's see if that works. So I got more Crypt Horrors on the way. It's going to cost me less, which is always helpful. Yeah, these guys are now running from me. And they're going to try and just stay one turn ahead of me. So they dropped their siege on Essen. And Essen, let's see again, defenses-wise, not great, but it's going to have defenses that could give these guys trouble. I'm also going to need to relieve these guys from this big Varg stack, and it might be a good time to do so while the vampires are just busy, otherwise busy up here in the north, trying to siege these settlements. Level 2, only level 1 there. If I put level 2 there, that'd be good. Yeah, so this one unfortunately got hit before we got her upgraded. Of course, I could focus on trying to build that gold mine and try and get defenses there too. If we got defenses at Wolfenburg, that would be pretty handy. Lots of enemies nearby though, so that's questionable as to whether or not it'll happen. But like I said, I don't think the enemy can really damage me down here in my own realm. Look at the poor chances my... Wow, a level 25 hero there from the Varg. Level 25, people. I've been using von Carstein since the beginning of the campaign, and he's level 26. I kind of somewhat find it hard to believe that... Tylea worked bad. Okay, let me just kind of think about this. I got my Banshees. You can see enemy characters there. This Varg army is pretty good, probably compared to what I can throw at it from the settlement here. I didn't get the bigger defenses up for Aberheim. What do I got? 3 Graveguard, a crap load of Crypt Ghouls, Felbats, Vargeist. Got a Vampire Lord.
Asinine immortal.
Marauder Horseman. Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes, Chaos Warhounds. Do I have anything to counter the Warhounds, really? Not a lot, just a ton of Crypt Ghouls.
More sleep shines.
Wondering if I have what it takes to... This guy has no skills. I wonder if our Banshee could get over here, and let's see if we can do any damage either to the Lord or the army of that Lord there. There is a ton of chaos around. I'm just gonna keep chasing these guys until I can corner them somewhere. And we're just gonna have to wait on all these guys up there. There's not much else I can do. I've got to get my other army retrained to have any chance here. There's the rebellion because of the idiot Tylean armies that are just sitting there taking attrition in my lands. They're also raiding though, and it's hurting my income. I don't know, I may have to go back north with von Carstein, but there's... Okay, it looks like Tylea hit those stacks and then took off. Wert bad just got hit. I could care less because it's the Empire. That Varg agent's going to come over here and got rid of one of my Banshees. That's irritating. So one of my Banshees is already injured again. Holy crap. Did we get enough messages on that turn-in?
No.
Another 25, level 25 Varg agent. Can we assassinate? No, the Lord is level 22. Got a pretty poor chance here, but let's just... Oh my gosh, we got him. Holy crap.
Your demise.
Talk about like almost divine providence there. We can now actually fight off this army. I've got 3 Graveguard and a crapload of Crypt Ghouls. These Chaos Marauders, no, they have poor armor, which means that my Crypt Ghouls actually ought to be pretty decent versus them. A little bit worried about the Chariots. I don't have a whole lot of answer to those. Got a couple of Spearmen or something like that, but Chariots are kind of hard to pin down and kill. Let's fight this battle. Without a Lord, though, they ought to be easier to rout. And I do have a Lord for my Vampiric troops. Of course, it's going to stick them up on top of a gigantic hill, which is exactly what I needed. Sarcastically speaking, of course. Oh, and those Trolls, too. That's going to be a problem. Didn't consider the Trolls. Okay, my reinforcements are going to come in from as far as possible over here, apparently. I didn't mean to gamble that, actually, but let's start the deployment. Yeah, so Chaos is just going to sit on that hill. I'm trying to think what I have to deal with the Trolls. Not as much as I'd like. Their Chaos Marauders with great weapons will be somewhat decently suited to handle my Graveguard, but my Graveguard do have a bonus versus infantry, and they're going to have a pretty decent chunk of health compared to their opponents. Is Chaos going to attack me? Do they feel like they have the advantage here? Because if they're going to attack me, I'm going to take this hill position and try and use it to beat them down. I'm going to get a nice big line of Crypt Ghouls here in the center, and I'm going to put Graveguard in as reinforcements. And let's get some zombies on each flank just to kind of serve as meat shield. And let's see. I've got just a couple skeletons. Let's get my Vampire Lord up here. Got a Vargeist. Alright, all my guys are kind of headed into position. Zombies aren't that great, but they do have a ton of health, which means they can at least tank out some damage for a little while and maybe keep units still while you use something more appropriate to finish the job. We're going to have to bog their Trolls down with some Graveguard, and then just hope we can hold long enough on the flanks. I might be able to use my Vargeist to some good effect to like come in behind the enemy and try and get some of their units to rout fairly quick. I'm just going to kind of secure my flank with all these zombies. Let the AI burn up some of their ammo there. Yeah, go ahead and throw all your axes at my zombies, please. You'd be doing me a favor. What do I have here? So just a healing spell. Probably not going to do me a ton of good. I definitely want my crypt ghouls to get a good downhill charge. I'm going to go ahead and get my Vargeist ready to go in behind the enemy. I'm going to hard group all these crypt ghouls. And I'm going to come in kind of a screaming downhill charge here. Let's bring my Vargeist up. Let's bring my Vampire Lord up. And let's send in secondary infantry support. Just going to leave my zombies up here to keep stuff busy. And I'm going to quickly double back into this great axe infantry. I'm going to start healing up some of my guys. Reinforce some of these blobs with my sturdier units. You help take out those chariots. Like I said, I think my crypt ghouls will actually do pretty decently. Yeah, my Vargeist got in here and put a pretty serious wrecking on those guys. Let's get the Vargeist back up in the air. I'm going to start chasing chariots. Let's focus on just wiping out the main Chaos line and putting most of their guys to rest quickly. So let's check it out. My crypt ghouls, nice downhill charge. The Chaos Marauders with great weapons don't have a lot of armor. And my guys aren't very well armored, so all their armor piercing damage isn't going to do them much good. And you can see my Vargeist there dropped on their head like a piano out of a skyscraper there. That was crazy. Absolutely crunched all over those guys. So just keep chasing that crap down. Let's get my Vargeist back in the air. We have one Chaos Troll that's kind of left down here. Otherwise, the AI is just throwing a lot of units at my zombies, and it's not very effective over here. I'm just going to let them keep doing that. Let's bring this Crypt Ghoul over here and see if we can finish off this Chaos Warhound that attacked my men. I mean, the Vargeist. Vargeist are just brutal. Getting rear charges on enemies, and they cause a ton of damage. As long as they're not singled out in combat and they're getting rear charges like that, they do extraordinarily well. Okay, you all take him out. Where's my Vampire Lord? Let's get him up here. You all get back up here, forget some of that stuff. Let's try and get my Vargeist out of combat real quick. Okay, what all does Chaos have left? Mostly just a bunch of this crap cavalry. They're just throwing their axes at my bats and stuff, it's fine, as long as they waste their ammo on something useless. Driven off the trolls again. Okay, my Vargeist should be safe in the air, they are. Let's wreck this Chaos Marauder with great weapons real quick that's trying to come back into the fight. Shouldn't take long. Yeah, those guys are gone. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. Just take out some of these Chaos Infantry. They have a Marauder Horseman with throwing axes there. Let's see, where's my Vampire Lord? He's in here fighting against these trolls. Or no, it's a chariot unit. That makes sense. The chariots are actually really hard to kill. Yeah, so this doesn't have to look pretty. We just need to get the job done here. But since when do my battles look pretty anyway right now? Okay, we screwed those guys up. Vargeist back in the air. Can my Vargeist catch these Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes? Probably not. If I could, that'd be really genius. I'm actually going to bring my Vargeist back over here and try and heal them. Yeah, as their cavalry come into melee, they're going to start to fall apart. Just kind of bring all our guys towards the center of the map. I wonder how good this spell is. Let's watch the Vargeist here and see if they... Yeah, they pick up a little bit of health, and as long as you haven't lost units, it can definitely help heal up a unit for a second fight. Well, there we go. They have a lot of units running away, most of which are rather quick, so I won't be catching them even if I chase. So let's go ahead and end the battle. We got it done. Those Vargeist were handy, man. They mopped up some kills in that fight. I'm pretty certain of it, at least. So that Varg army gets wrecked because my Banshee successfully got rid of their Lord, which would have given him some pretty key advantages. Does anybody know, is there a mod that lets you raise the dead off of Chaos? I know some people might get mad at me for doing that, but I hate that you can't raise the dead off Chaos. It's like infuriating to me. Takes away one of the things that's like the most fun about winning battles as a vampire. Despoiler, infiltrate, harassment, attrition when under siege, income from all buildings in the local region. Let's just put one there because I need it. I need something there as kind of a placeholder at least. Okay, we've got 2 turns until I get all the units back in that army. I'm actually thinking about heading back north with von Carstein and seeing if we can single out any of these enemy armies up there. I think I will, because I think I can handle the situation here in the south. I'm going to push back north and see if we can come relieve Zavastra. We're not under siege at Wolfenburg, which is good because that's where my gold mine is. And Kislev can probably hold out against a siege for quite some time. Oh yeah, 6 more turns. It can hold out, so that's good.
You dare! The gods deny such action.
We definitely have to finish getting this army trained though, so that we can help take out some of these enemies around here. I really hate that Tylea is sitting there raiding on me. It's actually beyond extraordinarily annoying. Should I spend any of my money? Is there any money worth spending over here? Like, say, Abraham. Yes, upgrading the settlement here would be worth my while. And probably upgrading this one that gives Vampiric Corruption a plus. Okay, so one of my... Okay, the Vampire Lord who fought in that picked up a trait. Looks like we have to give him one of these first. Devastating. I don't want Devastating Charge. Curse the Undead. Gaze of Nagesh. It's a magic missile. Raise the Dead. Evasion. This one gives speed melee attack to an ally. That could be handy, casting it on like a Vargeist who's about to go into combat. That could make them pretty deadly. Let's work towards that. A Vargeist with extra like 34 attack, that would be a nasty unit indeed. I'm not going to be able to finish Kimmler's army all the way. I'm going to just have to do what I can with it. These guys are going to attack Kislev. They're laying siege. They've got both their stacks. I've got a ton of Crypt Ghouls. The unfortunate thing is they have a lot of Chaos Warriors who actually have a lot of armor. And Crypt Ghouls are pretty poor versus armor. None of the units I have are really good against armor. Both their guys are wizards though, and if I get them free with my Vargeist, I might be able to do a lot of damage to a wizard and their hell cannons for that matter. We'll see though. Let's just see what we can do. I get the towers to my advantage. I don't know how upgraded the towers are, but I do get them. And they tend to do pretty decent damage. Let's just see how much siege equipment these guys have. And then I think most of these guys can just pull ladders out of their butts and try and fight you as well. They've split up their approach, which is irritating. But they don't have any towers over here, and that's where their reinforcements are coming from too. So I think I'm actually going to put my Grave Guard over to this side. Because that's where their towers are coming from, and those are Chaos Warriors in their towers. I'm gonna just I'm just gonna put a bunch of zombies here to help hold people at the gates in case they break through. I could use my Vargeist to go after the guys leading there. I need to use my Vargeist sparingly and intelligently. The Hell Cannons, I don't know how much damage they would really cause. possibly not a whole lot at all, I don't know. But I'm definitely going to man all these towers, because they do a ton of damage for me. Yeah, I want all those towers manned. And I've got my fell bats. They can't kill a hell cannon, so I don't want to get that hasty with them. And I got my Vargeist. Okay, so we're gonna have to just do our best to defend here. Let's see how many chaos we can kill in the process. Okay. My towers are gonna probably do some pretty substantial damage. Check out this sweet vampire-like settlement. That looks absolutely awesome. I mean, you can't move around in all this awesome, unfortunately, but it looks awesome. I give CA kudos on how cool the map looks. I don't give them kudos on kind of making the sieges a little more involved, which would have been really nice to see. Over here, their guys are just going to be getting wrecked by towers, though they will try and bust through the doors with their trolls. But I want my guys to continue to man the towers over here. Because we should get some nice damage done to all these units in this vicinity. Siege tower's actually taking some pretty sturdy damage here. I don't think I'm going to be able to bring it down all the way, but it took a lot of damage from the tower. Okay, that giant's going to come bust through the gate. That's a problem. It's kind of a big problem, actually. What is this unit? I got a unit of Grave Guard. Let's bring them over here. We'll let the zombies kind of absorb whatever comes through the gate and then use the Grave Guard to reinforce. Like I said, I need to use my Vargeist quite sparingly. Let's see, is there any appropriate targets? There's one of their wizards, but he's pretty well protected by Chaos Trolls right now, so that's not really going to be an option. The gates are going to come down soon enough. Though manning these towers has helped me get a pretty good deal of damage done. Yeah, these Chaos Knights have been wrecked. Let's use our Vargeist and come see if we can like rear charge these Chaos Warriors and help out our oh crap, there's a unit right here that is climbing ladders. That's pretty bad. I don't need that. Let's help see if we can free up some of these other guys. Come on, Vargeist. We need to kill these Chaos Warriors right there. Get down there and punch them. That should get some pretty substantial damage done on those guys. We'll see. The rest of these Chaos Warriors are just going to start climbing the walls everywhere they get the chance. So yeah, I'm going to lose pretty massively here. There's a Dark Wizard out here. I'm going to go pester him with Flying Bats. Or my Fell Bats. I don't think they can defeat him by any means, but look at these Chaos Warriors. They're tearing up a Vargeist as well as my Grave Guard that are attacking them. That's not good. They got rear charged by the Vargeist, and they're still combat even. They're completely surrounded. One of which is a terror-inducing unit as well. Chaos Troll, or this Chaos Giant, is going to be pretty much impossible for me to kill with the units I have. And remember, again, my guys are not good versus armor, so that's going to be a real problem. I can't even get rid of one of... Oh, that's a Chosen. No wonder that... I was like, man, really? That's just a Chaos Warrior. Nope, that was a Chosen. So that would be why they're performing so well there. That all of a sudden makes a heck of a lot of sense. They busted through my walls. Yeah, this is over. This is not going to work. We are definitely going to die. But at least my towers got some work done. There's just too much going on here. There's Chaos Trolls and Knights and all kinds of stuff. We're going to get completely overrun here. These are some pretty strong armies, not to be underestimated if I run onto them with some of my other, like, oh, check it out. We have actually almost killed their wizard here. Nice. Because he's flying, he can't get away from my bats. My bats kind of just sat here and attacked him while he's getting peppered by the tower. So he might actually die if we get lucky. He's wavering right now. I don't know if I'll actually get him or not, because my troops are falling apart at the same time. This Chosen is beasting out a Graveguard and a Vargeist. Not able to do any good there, and they're capturing the town center. Ah! My bats of all units here got the work done. I'm going to chase this routing Chaos Wizard. What the heck is he riding on here? Some kind of Chaos Manticore? Yeah. Who is this guy? Loser McLoser? Something like that. Ah, my bats fell apart before they could finish him off. That's hilarious. Yeah, we didn't have a chance here, so that was definitely a bridge too far. And it's got me concerned about actually coming this far north, though we did do a lot of damage to this guy's army. But von Carstein's not close enough to follow up on it, and they'll probably get to replenish a pretty fair number of their losses. But I mean, at least we caused quite a few losses there. They are going to raise Kislev. And von Carstein's now faced with kind of an overwhelming number of enemies, so that's not good. We're going to have to bring him to a more defensible position for sure. Even with von Carstein's army, we would have had a difficult time stopping that many chaos.
What do you want?
Damage building, success. Well, that's... thank you, I appreciate that. Really need my gold mine damaged right now, in case you hadn't noticed. Bunch of crotches, I freaking hate you. This place has level 2 defenses, though. And either Chaos will split up and try and... Ha! They put these, this Chaos Rift up here. That's probably going to help them retrain their men.
Never. I'll take
Carstein is in March, so...
Yes.
Let's see if maybe we can lure Chaos over here. If they move to Fort Chakova, or whatever this one is, I'm not going to spend any money upgrading the defenses because it probably won't get done in time. I might be able to come over there and catch. I just want to see if we can single out one of their armies somewhere with von Carstein and finish them off. Kemmler's army is one more turn before I can kind of bring it to bear. And look at these guys over here, though, already. And I'm getting hit by an enemy agent over here that's wrecking my army on each turn in. The Ever-Chosen is now approaching. I don't have even the slightest chance of assassinating him. So I'm just going to put my Banshee in this army. Again, you can't raise the dead off Chaos, which is terribly convenient. I can't recruit anything here, or Varg, or anybody else for that matter, so defeating them means nothing. You can't raise any of their stuff. So this is actually a pretty precarious situation for me. It's not going to last in the long term, but I mean, for the short term at least, it's going to be problematic. Give me 4. I really need more units. This army's going to need far more help. Vargeister, 2 turns. Vargolf's poor leadership, but it's very fast regeneration. What is going to be the most helpful versus the Chaos? I've got the Graveguard and the Crypt Ghouls, or Crypt Horrors, to face off against their main line, which will be a pretty strong main line for me. The real question is, what do we want for the rest of their armies? I mean, I think some Vargeist would be appropriate. Thinking like maybe 2 Vargeist, and then I'm kind of just thinking about like a whole lot more Black Knights, so that we're very maneuverable. Take me 3 turns to get that put together, but would probably be worth it. What a situation.
A false type.
Yeah, okay, I'll take a non-aggression pact. I don't mind friends right now, apparently. No thanks to freaking Tylea, they rolled through here and Jack. Okay, yeah, so the Chaos armies did split up. This one's going to immediately attack me, but I don't have any walls to help me here. And I won't have a prayer against these Chaos Warriors, and especially not against those Chosen. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to give them that one too. But they are split up for the moment, which means I might have a chance of catching... Looks like I have a character standing out there. I didn't realize that I had one there. I need to just try and catch some of these Chaos armies out by themselves. And I'll try and maybe see if I can get positioned for an ambush too. Okay. Okay with non-aggression pacts. Just don't come raiding through my lands and cause vampiric rebellions that I don't need to deal with. Like that. Jerks. I just don't have the resources to kill them, or else I would. Oh, I hate Varg and scaling so much. So much. Critical failure, settlement besieged in Aberheim, raiding Ostermark, Stirland. Okay, so these guys took off north. Svastra is pretty much lost at this point. These guys are going to want to try and go south of me. I don't think I can defeat these two armies if they're combined. I'm trying to think of the best way to deal with them. How much does it take to go into an ambush mode? Channeling ambush, it takes 25% of my movement range. Kind of move over here and maybe a little further.
Follow me.
Yeah, we're good. Let's just go ahead and go into an ambush. Just see if we can get lucky. Like if the Chaos armies can't see me, maybe they'll move on top of me. It's a long shot, but we'll take that long shot. This army's pretty much boned. There's not much they're gonna be able to do. This Banshee doesn't look like it's going to get much done in combat either. That's always good to know. But it's better than nothing, I guess, kind of. Maybe. Not really. Got level 2 defenses. Excuse me, a couple of Grave Guard. Black Knights. Okay. Let's just end a turn and see what happens. It's going to be hard, but if I could get an engagement or two, like a favorable engagement or two, we can try and start piecing things back together. I've managed to hold on to both gold mines for a while, which is beneficial for me at this point. Okay, those guys are moving there, and they're moving together. I'm going to try and move into a position to ambush them if they go for one of my settlements. If I could ambush them, that would be absolutely brilliant. Because then it would give me a chance to single one of them out in a very advantageous position. Okay, the Varg are back at Zvastra. That's fine. It's kind of a throwaway settlement at this point. Okay, Assassinator's a failure. Raiding an Ostermark, raiding an Oblast, or besieged in Stirland and Oblast. Okay, we're just gonna have to deal with it. Let's go into no stance. They're going to have to come to the settlement probably through right here. So I'm thinking if I get up here and lay an ambush,
This was my plan.
then if they move across that river crossing, I should be able to catch them, or at least hopefully. Well, I mean, if the ambush is successful, which there's no guarantee of that either. One more turn and I've actually got a full army back with Kimmler, and we can come over here and take care of this little vampire rebellion and hopefully Archaon. Archaon's suffering some attrition over time, so that's actually going to work to my favor. And I still have a little bit of money left. It's not a lot, but as long as I have enough to maintain these two armies, that's going to be a big deal. This Necromancer has leveled up. Adept, Advisor, Storm of Magic, Spoiler, Zap. I like that. Zap. Assault unit. Let's keep working towards Zap. Vampire Lord. Let's do Raise the Dead. Let's go ahead and end the turn. We did not get a successful ambush here. So our ambush was foiled. And that would put me at odds against two pretty powerful Chaos armies. I'm going to retreat and hopefully maybe take a better position. Now I get reinforcements that it says will tip this in my favor, and I don't know if I entirely believe that or not, because they've got a unit of Chosen with great weapons. Chosen. Though I have a number of good units. This battle's going to run me a bit over time. We definitely need to kill their lords. I'm trying to think of the best ways that I have to do that. I have a lot of fell bats, or I have some fell bats and some Vargeist. That'd be a pretty... They got two Chaos Giants. Von Carstein doesn't have Fate of Buna though, so the Giants are going to be kind of a pain. But I do have a Terrorgeist, and the Terrorgeist ought to be decent versus the Giant, and the Vargulf may as well. Let's fight this battle. I think the Giant's going to be better against blobs of infantry. I think the important things to key in on here is we're going to have to support our infantry line with the Vargulf and the Crypt Horrors, because I've seen time and time again how Chaos will usually just manage to cut its way through my infantry line. My reinforcements are coming in from an idiotic side of the map where it's not going to be super helpful. I'm just going to pull all my guys down here. And we need these guys to come join us. I'm going to start the deployment. I'm just going to start as far away from Chaos as I can so I can try and get my reinforcements over to me. And these are not particularly fast-moving units, and Chaos is going to want to get all their reinforcements together too. Get over here. This is kind of a downhill lay of the land here too. Not the most ideal place to fight. They attacked me though. What do they got coming over here? Chaos Knight. Surely they're not going to come over here and... What does Von Carstein have to offer? Let me pause it real quick and remind myself what he's got. He's got Spirit Leech, so he's going to be good against enemy lords. This Hex right here, Soul Blight, is actually going to be very important, and I need to remember that against the enemy blob. And then this minus 16 leadership would be very handy as well. Okay, so Soul Blight and Spirit Leech looks like the ticket for Von Carstein. Okay. Everybody get over there. I've got a line of guys with great weapons. I'm going to put them back here on the hill. I'm going to put a secondary line of Grave Guard. Crypt Horrors out towards the flank. Let's just get some Fell Bats back here. Let's get all my Vargeist in hand. Crypt Horrors, I want them to back up my main line. The zombie can be a meat shield. All my heroes. Let's go ahead and get them back here. Hex Wraiths. And Knights. And Terrorgeist. Vargulf. Right there. And my Wraiths. Let's leave them as a secondary reinforcement unit as well, because they're armor piercing. Do I have 2 Crypt Ghouls? Oh, fantastic. I'm going to spread these guys out and use them to back up the infantry fight. I don't know if these guys are all fast enough to get over here, though. That concerns me a bit. Let's see, because Chaos is regrouping, and I want to get all my men together too. The Bats... not going to serve a lot of purpose, maybe other than swarming this Dark Wizard, who's already quite damaged. And then I intend to use my Vargeist in hopefully what is a massive rear charge of the Chaos Infantry. And I have like a whole front line of Grave Guard with great weapons. They ought to be pretty good. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go. Got these guys coming on over. Boy, The units for the vampire counts are some kind of slow. I'm going to have to probably use pause and everything to try and get the right attack orders here. I'm not even going to trust the... see, what's the White King going to be good at? He's going to be good at... Oh, wow. Affects enemies in range. He's going to have a great effect here, too, so let's bring him up. And then Katarina von Patchy... Does she really have no abilities? Oh, no, she does. She's got Spirit Leech also. She's also got Soul Blight. So she's like a secondary von Carstein. What the heck are you waiting on, zombies? Get over here. I'm going to use these Crypt Ghouls to absorb the charge of Chaos Cavalry so that my Hex Wraiths and others can enter combat untouched. So we'll have a nice little defensive position. Oh, their wizard's an absolute moron. He's way out in front of their army, like just flying forward. They've got a Hellblaster cannon, that's going to be a problem. He just came up and used magic missiles on me. I'm just going to send my Fell Bats in because they don't have any missiles to fire back, and I'm going to be able to kill their flying wizard here with relative ease. I got my Terrorgeist to assist against Chaos Knights if necessary. Oh, yeah, look, their wizard got caught by my blob of Fell Bats, and he's just being absolutely swarmed. So their wizard should get pulled out of the air. I mean, my bats are not strong, but I mean, being swarmed like that and just being a wizard, it's gonna overwhelm him. Look at the Hell Cannon firing through my men there. Get him! Get him! Really? He used his magic missiles on me again? Okay, the enemy wizard's dead. That's fantastic news. Let's hit pause real quick and just kind of see what's going on. The Chaos Knights. Look at these guys weaseling around the red line. AI is so weaselly. Okay, they've got their Chaos Trolls coming up. I want to counter all their monsters with monsters of my own. So I'm going to bring my Cryptors over that way. I think we can defeat their Chaos Knights with that infantry support there. Let's just kind of see where we're at. We're good. We're good at the moment. We're good. Okay, I've got my monstrous infantry ready to counter theirs. Let's use von Carstein to start softening up those giants. I can use a Spirit Leech. Ow, that Hell Cannon. Holy crap. Vargeist, let's go. We're going to go out here and get rid of some Hell Cannons. Actually, 2 units of Vargeist are going to go get rid of the Hell Cannons, not all 4. Because that's not necessary. 2 of you stay here. Okay, so we're getting some Spirit Leech work done here. Let's bring Katarina von Patchy over here to help with Spirit Leech as well. Okay, let's charge in. Use my Vargulf to help. Okay, my Hex Wraiths can now get into combat over here. Let's pause this real quick. Which giant have I done some work on? Okay, Spirit Leech here. And where is Katarina? Katarina, you Spirit Leech that troll, or that big giant. Let's hit play again. How are we doing out here on this flank? We're doing, though it's not brilliant. Where is their wizard at? Their other wizard is over here. Let's go swarm him. Whew, those giants are going to be a problem. My Hex Wraiths have engaged a lot of their cavalry. Where's my Terrorgeist? Terrorgeist. And where's my White King? Okay, my White King's just right here. Most of the Chaos Infantry hasn't even really engaged me yet. I need my White King to help support some of these fights too, like where I don't have any support over here. Crap, I got these freaking Chaos Trolls over here. They got Chaos Trolls freaking everywhere. Let's send in reinforcements. We're going to need them. Pull up this one reinforcement. Let's get our Karen Wraiths ready. Wow, this is so much to manage. Okay, we're getting damage done. Oh, no, wait, pause. Where's my Terrorgeist at? Terrorgeist. There it is. Terrorgeist, get in here and help take out these Chaos Knights. Okay, so check. Hell Cannons should be silent for the moment. My bats are heading to swarm their leader at the moment. Got some good work going on here. Okay, it's so hard to tell who's who in this fight when it's vampires and chaos as well. I'm gonna Spirit Leech their leader, and then I want Katarina von Patchy, and I'm gonna Spirit Leech this giant again. It's not the most effective, but it's doing damage. Damage is what I need. How's this flank looking here? My Black Knights got absolutely wrecked by the Chaos Knights. Fantastic. That's exactly what I needed. It's actually not. That's kind of frustrating. So, kind of thinking about taking these Vargeist and getting ready to try and do some decimating rear charges, because the Chaos Knights are about to start wrapping up on me. Katarina von Patchy. Where's... Oh, no, hang on. My White King. Let's get in over here and use this thing that jacks up the enemy. Okay. Let's pull these guys around. Let's get right into the back of that fight. I have to pause it again and see where I'm at. Where do we get... We got a pretty... We need a decent little blob of kind of these Chaos Warriors. I want to use Soul Blight. Right there, and then we're out of Winds of Magic. How's this fight going over? My Hex Wraiths actually jacked their cavalry up pretty bad. And this unit is chasing off, so that unit's broken. Let's go ahead and start sending... Wait a minute, what just happened there? That's my Terrorgeist. Terrorgeist, you keep attacking those guys. This Hex Wraith, please come over here. Okay, let's take von Carstein in and kill this enemy wizard. I'm gonna buff up some of these guys here. Okay, so we got that done. Their giants are breaking through me. This Chaos Knight is steady? How did it steady and get loose here? I'm kind of confused. Graveguard. Are we getting enemy punch-throughs anywhere? I don't know. Okay, their wizard is starting to waver. Let's hit play again. Sorry about all the pausing and stuff in this. There's too much going on for me to not be pausing it. Let's get rid of those guys. And I have to watch this from such a high level that it gets kind of tricky. Von Carstein has their guy on the run. Let's hit play. Bats chase the guy who's running. Let's get von Carstein back in the air. Let's try and get him away from these trolls.
Only in a life will they see.
Dang it. I can't get von Carstein back in the air at the moment. I'm going to have to send in a unit to reinforce him. The unit he's fighting, though, is kind of wavering a little, but I've got units that are crumbling up, too. My bats are trying to chase off their wizard, but he's alive and he's on horseback, so he's going to be difficult to catch. Let's see, I had this Vargeist into the back of these guys, and it's doing me some good. I'm about to send another rear charge over here. My guys are already crumbling, though, so I don't know if that's inappropriate. fight for them to get involved in. We may want to just stick to fights where they can actually do us some good. Like maybe well, those guys have halberds, so I don't know if I want to get into that fight either. Let's use that. This fight has wrapped up in my favor, actually, and that means these Hex Wraiths are free. Let's get them over here. Katarina could come over here and use Soul Blight, and we could use these Hex Wraiths. None of these guys have halberds, so let's bring the Hex Wraiths over here and get Soul Blight. Maybe we can Soul Blight these Chaos Warriors right there. Let's hit play. Perfect. Okay, von Carstein, can we get back in the air yet? I think we can. Hex Wraiths. Hit those guys from the front. Got my Hex Wraiths into the Chosen. Got Vargeist in from behind. Let's pause it again. Sorry I have to pause it so much. There's like I said, there's way too much going on for me to not be. That giant is out here hurting my Hex Wraiths quite badly, and I really don't want that. I'm gonna move away from that. Let's bring von Carstein back over. Let's get over here into the back of some of these units with our Hex Wraiths. Hopefully we can get some damage done against those Chaos Warriors. The power bar is heavily in my favor. Of course, I've had to sit here and like micromanage every little single stinking bit of this fight. Looks like most of the Chaos are on the run. We have one last good spot, I think, to use Soul Blight over here. Let's start chasing. Okay, yeah. The Chaos is breaking off at this point. We've got them on the run. So von Carstein's actually able to defeat both armies here. And like I said, we've got most of their guys. The Vargolf here, I forgot he's been in combat. He's actually been a big help. That's kind of helped stabilize my lines there. Do a lot of damage. Okay, what's left for them? Probably Hell Cannons. Yeah, their Hell Cannons are the only thing holding out still. Let's see, Cavalry. Yeah, let's take my Cavalry out and start hunting down some of these routing units. You all take that one out. Take out as many of these Chaos Warriors as we can. Where's my Terrorgeist? Terrorgeist, Terrorgeist. Did my Cairn Wraiths get... Yeah, they got action too. Good. Okay, so their Hell Cannons are gone. What's left for Chaos? Everything on the map I see is routing. If they have a unit left, I'm not familiar with which one it is. I don't see a solid dot for... Oh, it's this giant. And he just died. Or something. The trolls. Something just kicked the bucket. Alright, sweet. This episode was longer than I wanted, but we had that important battle, and it was actually a huge victory for us. And unfortunately, still, that we don't get to raise... Like, not that I need to raise the dead, but that's, again, kind of the frustrating thing here. These Chaos guys definitely got ahead of themselves, thinking that they could defeat me with that garrison nearby. So this is kind of what I needed. I needed a major blow against Chaos, and again, apologize for all the pausing and stuff, but that had to be done right. And the only way you're ever going to really learn to play this game better for yourself, too, is to kind of do that sort of thing sometime. Just to kind of get yourself used to the feel of what you need to be doing to be successful, and all that magic and support and stuff like that is necessary in order to properly support your troops in combat. And that battle was too important to mess up. Post-battle chance of stealing a magic item, plus 8%, I like it. Dark Wizard was killed in battle. We picked up the Potion of Healing. Failed. We're besieged. Raiding. Carla von Carstein's back to service. And let's see what we can do on this turn. If we could get rid of these two Chaos armies there, that's going to be rather huge for me.
All die.
Yeah, you better run, you dirtbags. Of course, they fled on both sides of the river here, but it looks like they're still going to be able to reinforce because they're within that range, so that's perfect. That means I get to kill for 1, unless they get to run again, which they might. I've seen the AI get to run away several times.
Strike out.
All right, so that is a couple more Chaos armies that are out of our way. I'm hoping I can unlock Fate of Buna. I can, so now I can actually really hurt units like Trolls and Cavalry and other stuff like that. Curse of Years. Let's just kind of see what else. Wind of Death. Man, I love that. I love that dark or like black moon thing or whatever hex that. This augment affects all allies in range. That's pretty sweet. Oof, that one is too. Wow, Von Carstein can get some amazing stuff when he gets leveled up high enough. Purple Sun. Large area of effect, weak versus single combatants. I mean, it may not hurt to have a good Vortex spell. I don't have any good Vortex spells, but there's nothing else I can do there. Let's go to the details of Von Carstein and just... I'm sure we don't have anything better than Armor of Tempelhof and Sword of Unholy Power. Nothing we want to put there. Potion of Healing replenishes HP of combatants. I'd kind of rather just keep that one. This book, magic item, let's see, Forbidden Rod. Improves power recharge rate. Increase to power reserves, greatly improved power recharge rate, so that could be useful. But so is that one, man, the speed and melee attack. If he has to get into melee, I mean, both of those could be handy. We're definitely keeping the zombie dragon, there's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. There's no one else that I can put in for followers, as in no one wants to follow him for some reason. I don't know why you don't want to follow Von Carstein. Seems kind of stupid to me, but whatever. Okay, I got huge charge with this guy. Let's see what else we can do. Heroic Killing Blow. Just affects himself, but it does give him a lot more armor piercing and weapon damage for 13 seconds, and that's not going to hurt if I throw this guy into blobs. Let's give him that, and then we can move on to, like, you know, thick-skinned or some of this other stuff here. Hard to hit, you know, whatever. We'll kind of keep working on him. Get him to be a pretty useful melee hero. This other vampire, honestly, is pretty worthwhile here. I'm gonna give her this replenishment thing so that I can... This one heals troops. Action heals troops. Increases replenishment of the parent army. And this one, -3 casualties suffered from attrition. Yeah, we don't want that. We want this one to heal troops. So she will help Von Carstein stay immortal. We've got a lot of money built up at this point, but we've got a lot of things that we have to set right. Kimmler's army is finally ready, and we can go ahead and get on the march to put down this little vampire rebellion over there. And we can focus on trying to get Essen. We've still got some Varg up here to deal with too, but Zvastra is, honestly, it's safe for now. Wolfenburg, we can go ahead and put defenses at Wolfenburg. If we get those completed, that's going to help, and I can also increase that gold mine. And I'm going to actually pick up that settlement. And let's see. I want to be able to get some stuff done up there. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this one. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. See you later.